Paris Saint-Germain reigns their first Champions League in one of the most boring Champions League finals I have won in recent history. Openye Efeni Luis Enrique with the kind of a Juma or the PSG in this particular season, deserve to win this particular Champions League trophy. So, a game now, of course, between Inter Milan and the Bobo and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I'm sure say na Obia feel say. Looking at the performance that Inter put in up against FC Barcelona, they were going to be a team on the money day for Paris Saint-Germain. But look at the kind of performance that PSG put in up there. Bobo Kwefeni Inter Milan were just not up there to compete against Inter Milan, Bobo Kwefeni Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain absolutely dismantled Inter Milan on every aspect of the game in terms of possession. The Paris Saint-Germain, they did the needful in terms of chances creation, in terms of controlling the entire aspect of the game, PSG and year. Subsequently, ultimately twice, so ultimately winning the first Champions League in our entire history. The second French side to win the Champions League since Marcel won it in 1993. This scoreline I PM and one particular scoreline. I bet the I can say a Champions League final and most goals in the history of the competition. We've seen a situation whereby Real Madrid are all chased together by 7 goals to 3 during the times of the European Cup. In the Champions League and in the era of the Champions League finals are not made that 4 goal margin or the 1994 finals of course between Barcelona and AC Milan. AC Milan Barcelona by 4 goals to 0. But Emra, look at the kind of performance that Paris Saint-Germain done. It got to a point after 2-0, there are a lot of people at now almost feel still Bobo Kefin Inter Milan beat him up game. But look at the total dominance in the second half. Inter Milan de Bemao. Many players beat Brandt Desiree just 19 years in the Champions League final, the highest stage of European competition. Brandt 2 goals provided, 1 assist. Osman Dembele on the night now on Shadanya influential in that game. They still find a way to influence and I said to make sure say we best stamping the foot on this particular game. On it 2 assists in the game. Abrante Feno, Ashraf Hakimi, Eshe go in this particular game, and Abrante Feno Mayulu, Abra Paris Saint-Germain felt say Omania 4 goals away, no more winning match na we no. Openye Feno Luis Enrique introduced Abrante Feno Mayulu by no. On to me benya that goal no for Paris Saint-Germain or motivated benya ahead of 5 goals. This is a match. If not for chances, Abrante Feno Bali Bakola Squandaya. PSG would have won the game by at least 7 or 6 goals to 0 against Inter Milan. Inter Milan were just not up to the standard against Bobo and the PSG. In 3 years, Inter Milan and see the Champions League final. They lost against Manchester City in 2023 and was able to lose against Bobo and Paris Saint-Germain in 2025. Don't forget, Inter Milan is one particular club. Whenever playing against opponent or aspires to be winning treble in the Champions League final, Ayana at finals net against Inter Milan. And that Celtica or Jane first treble, about competing in the Champions League final against Inter Milan or Shea Inter. Manchester City in 2023 not also competing for the treble. They played the finals against Inter Milan and Manchester City are to win here. You're not Paris Saint-Germain this particular season, not also competing for the treble. Playing the finals against Inter Milan, was actually Inter Milan game. As it stands now, you have only 2 managers in the history of football, and we need 2 trebles with 2 different clubs. You're now opening a friend Pep Guardiola, winning the treble with Barcelona in 2009 and winning it with Ebo Bokua, the Manchester City in 2023. Yes, I've been now opening a friend Luis Enrique, I will winning with Barcelona in 2015. I was winning with Paris Saint-Germain in the year 2025. This is a Champions League final. Nobody expected such final results to be but PSG absolutely blown away Inter Milan. And Munich, that kind of record was most of the time I ever at the Champions League final no Munich, or the pedigree and I said the circumstance so the new winner at was to be in 1979 in Nottingham Forest winning the first Champions League Munich abonten so and so Ibenya Marcel in 1993 also be winning the Munich abonten so and so yɛbɛnya ɛyɛ bobo a yɛfrɛ no Borussia Dortmund in 1997 ɔno nso bɛwini ne deɛ ɛwɔ Borussia anaasɛ Germany abɔnten so. In 2012 Chelsea nso wini the first Champions League ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Munich abɔnten so ɛna Paris Saint-Germain asaba bɛtoa so. Eti Inter Milan demand cancel that record and PSG absolutely deserve this particular win on my omenya. Beni agye ama ɔyɛ ɔpanyin a yɛfrɛ no Luis Enrique based on the fact say after Kylian Mbappe firi hɔ no season started utie nkɔmɔ a ɔpanyin di he made mention of the fact say after the exit of Abrante friend Kylian Mbappe now PSG looks more like a team of multi control ball better, a possess better side than SR goals, a defend better. And based on science now kind with the results I went with Paris Saint-Germain, winning the treble with them, up to this we're building an all-round team. Not only here individual players who building the team around. So this Paris Saint-Germain team, a all-round team. Every single player on the pitch it deserves so the Obon Homadin and Oma Bom Homadin really well. And was an off day for your brand Penny Donnarumma. Why said I any save ABR in the game I had the echo so but all the action was against Ebo Bukwefen in Tamland. And like I always say, whenever a team will possess it against a team will defend there. Most of the time results on the team will possess it. And then it got to a point even a shot on target for Inter Milan. Now heading, they were struggling to even connect about 4 or 5 passes together to create chances. Every aspect of the game was for Ebo Bukwa, friend Paris Saint-Germain. Don't forget how our Paris Saint-Germain is press able book any PSG. It got to a point maybe I'm born. Most of the people were saying that this is a final. Now saying FC Barcelona, any Inter Milan. I book any Paris Saint-Germain rather. But sometimes Champions League always finds a way to reward teams that are my so maybe we need competition. Don't forget PSG has struggled really well, bringing in superstars, bringing in players. Na ko bi afili say with the pedigree na nkomo no betima be lead your mama the Champions League but o man timi anye den anje so we the kind of adwuma opanye fe Luis Enrique aye building this young team no do maba be do that fit we na o ma ya de ye pa they become the only team out of France wetima win the treble abeka that part of teams or winning treble in the history of football. No, Open FN Luis Enrique absolutely deserves to win this particular Champions League. He's one particular coach and the kind of attention the coach is onyebi, but he's exceptional. He's done absolutely an incredible job. We deserve say the Bonabasu. So all players are well improving almost Dawson. Desiree has been at the top of his game mainly because of your opinion. Luis Enrique, he understands the boy, he knows how to use the boy, and making sure so bit more utilize that potentials and Ababuama PSG to win the Champions League. Ousmane Dembele after leaving FC Barcelona, no people felt say on the player bit me do any other action. So but look at the kind of improvement opinion of any Luis Enrique the other kind of game no one. Ama Obon Homoden. The last of Vitinha mo Edmund say account able Boko FN Wolverhampton Wanderers. But look at the performance. Done a deal for Paris Saint-Germain. And when it comes to young control game now, or no, João Neves and Abrante FN Fabian Ruiz dominated the game for Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, can players no we share goals, no. But me and one particular player that I fell in love with him the most, Abrante FN João Neves. What a player! What an absolute player. Paris Saint-Germain absolutely deserve to win this particular Champions League. And as it stands now, Dembele or the pole position so bit may winning the Ballon d'Or. Even though I know here with different tournaments I was here, but so as it stands now, one lifted the chances of winning the Ballon d'Or and we win a share than yam 1-1 PSG absolutely deserve this glory of my Omenia after the exit of Mbappe. Finally, PSG etima be winning the trophy. And so share your opinion and Nasser Khelaïfi after the game, the kind of joy or expression. It shows you how my brain some better touch this particular trophy. And opinion friend Luis Enrique, I'm sure the business statue as PSG and I say Paris and Monte so for such an absolute wonderful job for this particular team. So congratulations to PSG. They absolutely deserve to win the Champions League.